Scarpins Avenue.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sklar Country, the virus edition, aka the Panty Pods, aka Sklar Co, aka Two Guys, the Original Couch,
aka Two Bros 10 Feet from a Garden Hose,
aka Two Jews No Harm and Killabrews,
aka Two Guys Hush Hush I Do I,
aka One's Eye Two Goats,
aka did you say one egg, four legs?
Nope, I love it.
All right, there we are. That just proves how much I don't listen to you. Yes, we are recording 2 episodes each day. This is our final one of doing that. Randy and I just stood up off camera and changed our shirts to give you the illusion that it is a different day. Actually, the reason why we changed our shirts, because one person asked us that. Our buddy Stack asked us if we do that.
What's happening, Stack?
Reverend Stackhouse. The reason why we do that is because when we post clips, we don't want people to say, oh, I've seen that clip already.
Because we're in the same clothes.
Because they're recognizing the clothes. So we want everything to look different so you know that it's a brand new day. And every day is a brand new day. And with the good that comes, there's also a lot of negative. There's also a lot of people doing dumb things. That's what we're realizing.
We're here to try and give you a laugh. And sometimes we get emotional and sometimes we get mad and sometimes we really lose it. But to be honest, we like to share a little bit of ourselves with this podcast and hopefully give you a break. 20 to 30 minutes every day to just take a break, take a breath, do what you do. And hopefully we give you that. So let's jump into a story.
Let's do it. So we said this before, the Zoom call has become like the NBA 7-game series.
Yeah, your weaknesses will be exposed if you're an idiot. It's going to come out on Zoom.
And we knew it was just a matter of time before the Zoom background would become like the new battleground in this rapidly polarized
Some people like, I don't want people to see my bedroom, and this is where I'm doing it. I'm going to throw up a background behind me, and a lot of times...
Leave it to Florida to go public with their Zoom background beef.
The Zoom background beef is hot.
So when I just caught a glimpse of the story, the headline of the story, a Zoom background drumming up controversy coming from Florida. My first thought was this. Photo of a man having sex with an alligator as someone's background.
That's it, right? That's got to be a background.
That might be on the Florida flag. I think that could be the thought. That feels like the official seal.
It's definitely on the Tallahassee courthouse.
Or Florida woman's Zoom identity. Or a man cooking meth in a dumpster. That's on the Florida flag.
That could be in the flag. He is wearing an apron, but nothing else.
Okay. I would actually, if I found that, I would use that as my Zoom background. I'm actually going to start Googling that image if I can.
Please do.
But then I realized in order to have a background on Zoom, you have to have a computer or a phone that's not a flip phone, and you have to understand how to use Zoom. So that ruled out a Florida man using an inappropriate Zoom background on a family Zoom. So I got this. Immediately I started reading further. I'm like, okay, now we're into a deeper ideological fight, and let's get into it. Okay,
let's do it.
So at this point, I realized this is going to be a story about someone who is white and intolerant, getting mad at someone who is black for having a BLM background.
That's right.
I immediately, without reading a word.
That was because my mind goes there too.
Right? And sure enough, we were right. In Pinellas County, Florida, during a county commissioner's meeting.
What the hell is a county commissioner? Can someone please answer that for us, please?
Are they aldermen? Are they
above the mayor? Are they below the mayor? I don't know.
How do they get to power? How do they get out of power? If you're voted in once,
I think
do you have that position for life?
I think they're different in every community, because I think like the city council in Los Angeles, what I've been hearing from our buddy Jason J. Cohn, Jason Cohn, Jason Cohn J. Cohn, is that the city council
is so corrupt.
Right. And basically holds the purse strings for the city. So the mayor doesn't say what the budget should be. It's the city council, and they get paid off, and no one's tracking these people. So he's actually trying to support a person who wants to come in and clean it up. And so it's just insane. But I think it's different wherever you go.
Right. Okay. Well, it feels like to me, these people
they have too much power.
And they're so, like you said, it's hard to track these people because
it's hard to like vet them, so to speak.
They're like almost
like
so
someone's going to get
radar.
drunk and throw a cat at the camera.
Right. Or like someone's going to sleep over at someone's house and just leave them a bag of poker chips from a casino. I mean, they make the World Cup committee, like where they search for the World Cup site, they make them seem ethical.
That's what. Okay.
Sepp Blatter.
Sepp Blatter.
Isn't that a World Cup guy? All right. Well, Kathleen Peters, Karen Peters, a county commissioner in a Zoom meeting with other county commissioners, decided to go public with her disdain for another county commissioner, Kenneth Welch's Zoom background.
Welch's Zoom, my favorite flavor of soda.
Welch is the only person of color on the board, and she decided,
took aim at him.
Let me take aim at this guy.
Yeah.
This will be a good idea.
In this moment in history.
So his background, by the way, was not a let's defund the police. It was not a let's kill the white people.
It was a
mural that was painted to honor George Floyd and the BLM movement.
A movement that our president has called a hate group, by the way.
Okay. We were told, this is what Kathleen said, if we didn't want an office background to use a county commission background, said Peters, suggesting that rules for what should and should not be done displayed to me should be outlined. Okay. So she was trying to hide behind the rules and use them to push forward her agenda.
Right.
Which we all know, okay, is this something that she needed to bring up? Nope. Okay.
Why was this bothering her?
Let's think about it. Is this person getting out of control?
Right.
Is this person trying to infuse every single conversation with the Black Lives Matters agenda? Is this person,
or is this just a background?
That's a background that's bugging you because of your politics. You're going to say, I'm going to
now
call you out on a rule that was out.
That's right.
And so
can't handle it.
And he knew.
Why can't I have a white power background?
Right. Kenneth Welch said I knew you had a problem with my Black Lives Matter and that you talked to staff. You
went behind his back.
Welch said to Peters, it's not art. It's an actual photo of the mural on 9th Avenue in front of the Carter Woodson Museum. Now, is that a commissioned museum? I don't know. I don't know the details.
He's a commissioner in town. If it's a photograph of something in their town
that was commissioned to be done, then okay, maybe not. Maybe that. But he called her out on it. So then the mayor steps in
and blasted Peters.
This is it. He said, quote, it is just shameful that Commissioner Peters has an issue with a few letters of our BLM street mural being used as Commissioner Welch's background. Mayor Kreisman tweeted.
Wow, tweeted. So this
goes out to
public.
Everyone, right?
Yeah.
Her judgment is way off, and her politics are clearly out of step with who we are in Pinellas and St.
Petersburg.
Really unbelievable.
Wow. So he's not just saying this to her.
Right. He's not just saying, okay, calm down, Karen.
No, he's like saying it out to the world. This is when you bring a personal dispute out into public.
And I can't tell, once again, I will go back to this point. I do not know if he is over her or under her in terms of power.
We don't know, but he's taking his business into the streets.
He is the mayor.
That's right.
So then Peters claps back at the mayor and said, I find it unfortunate that Mayor Kreisman took this opportunity to play politics. I find it unfortunate that you took this opportunity to play. He wasn't even going to enter this fray. You're the one who decided to go after this person's innocuous background.
By the way, lots of other people on the commission and no one else went after it except you.
My intention is to ensure no signs, political or not, are used for display during any government meeting. Is that really your policy? Really your policy? Is that really why you're trying to get this guy's background taken down?
Yep.
This is a policy that was in place in both the Florida House and Senate. Each commissioner represents all or a large amount of the Pinellas County residents, and they deserve professionalism from their county commissioner. If there is not a policy, we now have opened the door for any messaging to take place during any and every meeting in the future.
Is that really why? I don't think that's why she wanted to take.
Were you worried about opening the door for other people to put more hateful signs,
or you to put hateful signs? Are you worried about you putting it up,
or were you just mad that this was a Black Lives Matter thing that you don't support and you don't care? Which, let's go back to what Black Lives Matter. We say this so many times in the show. Black Lives Matter is barely a political movement.
It's not. It just says that they matter in a time when it feels like they don't matter. We're just saying that they do. We're not saying they matter more than white people.
I was taking a walk with my daughter, okay, where someone with letters wrote Black Lives Matter on the ground. She's just learning how to read in chalk, okay, as we were doing this walk. She read Black Lives Matter. And she said, as we were walking, offhanded, very, very, there's a 6-year-old kid. She said, Black Lives Matter, Dad. I was like, yeah. And she's like, they matter because it means they matter just like white lives matter. And I was like,
Yeah.
how do you get it? At a 6-year-old who then like started complaining that the walk was too long and wanted to get on my shoulders for like a hard hill to go up. This kid who like can't even go to sleep, always in her own bed, she gets it.
She gets it. She gets it, and other people, and you can't, Peters. You just don't.
You're trying to, and I that's the part about this that I hate the most. Okay. If you have an issue with this guy, you be a professional. Go to this guy and say, you know what? Here's the deal. I personally am offended by your background. Is there any way you can crop it to a different direction and keep part of the mural that doesn't have Black Lives Matter on it? I know you want to have the mural. How can we come to an agreement that makes me feel better?
That will never happen with this person because she is a loser, a straight loser. If you try and make it about something else, you're treating it like he put up a mural of George Floyd and then a no fat chick sign up. That's not what
that's
he
what
did.
she's treating it. Or that he's got behind him, I'm a member of the itty bitty titty committee.
No.
Or some absurd statement of hate. That's what's so crazy to me. Even if this woman is to be taken at her word, she's afraid that someone will put a white power sign behind them because they let this guy put a Black Lives Matter sign.
I love that if you allow Black Lives Matter, then it opens the door for it's a slippery slope.
Those aren't the two sides of the same coin. Those aren't on the same side of the coin. That's what I meant to say.
It's a false equivalency. It's a false equivalency.
BLM at its very nature is about equalizing people, not taking someone else down. White power is only about one group of people putting everyone else down and putting themselves. They are polar opposite statements.
And shame on this woman for being an elected official and not being able to understand the difference and not being able to decipher nuance in a situation. Isn't being a commissioner like you have to deal with several different opinions and create something that includes lots of different things?
How dare you be in a position of power over a city? Look, in LA, you're saying that people they can determine the budgets.
Yeah.
How dare you be in that position and still have in your mind an association that Black Lives Matter equals looting? Because that's to me what you're saying by this thing. You're saying that looting equals Black Lives Matter, that those things are the same thing. You're not
or destruction.
You are not trying to protect against further racism.
You know what? Maybe you should
Don't fake that.
Maybe you should take a walk with Jay's 6-year-old daughter. I think it might help clarify.
This kid can explain it. She can break it down to you. That's what you need. You need help breaking it down
from a 6-year-old kid. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we understand that people are mad these days, and we understand that things are going to get people upset. But don't go do what this next guy did. All right, this is Scarborough Country, the Virus Edition. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We're heading into the weekend. I hope you guys have a nice, safe weekend. If we're still in the Tournament of Laughs, because we're recording this a week ahead of time, we don't know. We could be out, and then this is all, the point is moot. If we're still in it and our third entry is up, we need you to vote this Sunday night, because we don't have another chance to do this before that happens.
You'll go to tournamentoflaughs.com starting at 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 East, all the way until the next morning. Vote for us.
Vote early, vote often. It's like we say it every time. It's like a Philippines election. You just vote early, you vote often.
We want to advance because we have other great ideas that we
fourth
really
and fifth ideas I love. I want to do them so badly. We want to go deep in this thing. And it's really been really fun. It's cool. It's great. It's important for us to move forward for a lot of reasons. For a lot of just, monetary reasons, making our insurance for our families for the next year. It's a big deal, and you guys can help us out by really, really voting. Go to tournamentoflaughs.com at 7:30 Pacific time on Sunday night or 10:30 Eastern time PM, and then just vote for us, and that's it. All right, should we jump into this?
Let's do it.
Like we said before the break, we know people are mad these days. There's a lot of reasons to be mad. There are a lot of reasons to be mad. Unemployment, economic downturn. You've got the executive branch of our government trying to take away Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act.
Correct.
There's a lot of reasons. The pandemic looks like it's never going to end. It's spiking in weird ways. There are the racial injustices. There are a lot of reasons to be mad.
Yes.
That is why we are doing this podcast, to try and take a pin out of everything a little bit, just to give you that second to not be mad. And sometimes we bring it up. Look, sometimes we bring it up, but we try and bring it up in a way that will at least get you thinking about it in a different way. This is the thing to put on while you're washing the dishes. This is the thing to put on while you're walking the dog early in the morning.
Correct.
This is the thing to get you through. All right? Here's the deal. It's bad, and I feel like the tension's only going to bleed into regular life.
Or eventually I just will.
Case in point. All right? Don't do this. An Arkansas man shot out the front window of a Little Rock, Arkansas pizzeria, after arguing with an employee about a purported paucity of toppings on a pie that he ordered, police allege. Now, I feel like that was just a straight up alliteration.
Yeah, they're like,
Purported
I know a lot
paucity of toppings on a pie that police allege. All right.
purported paucity of pepperoni.
How and why does it get to this, Jay, you ask? I'm going to get into it.
Well, look, obviously, when you think about pizza, you think about Arkansas.
Right.
So these people know their pizza.
Number two, when I hear this, my first thought is, okay, this is racial. This was bad. This is racial.
Yeah.
This is someone said something racial to someone else and they got a gun and this is what it is. And by the way, while we can't be more anti-gun, all right, you read the headline and you say to yourself, someone got emotionally pushed here. Yes. Someone got past the line. At least all that got shot out was a front window and no one got shot.
Right.
Okay. You have a pizza place.
I want to remind people we are anti-gun.
Right. Now, did we do a story? We did do a story about a couple receiving swastika.
Which someone then later said
was fake.
Was the story, that they put the stuff on the pizza in that
they did it themselves.
Right.
Well, how do we know that's true?
Yeah, who's proving
that to be true?
Just because the other people denied it, that they made the pizza themselves and put it in a Little Caesars box. Why would someone do that?
Or that they took the pepperoni off and arranged in a swastika and took a picture and blamed Little Caesars. If that's the case, shame on that couple.
All right.
Somebody did it and we're mad about it, and here you go.
Okay.
All right. Again, emotionally pushed. We don't condone violence in any instance, but people could have shot up
a Little Caesars
that
in
Little
the shape
Caesars.
of like a Jewish star.
That's right.
Like that.
If you make the bullet holes in the shape of a Jewish star, we're not mad.
All right, let's go back to this crazy pizza.
Michael Brown, 44. So younger than us, all right, was arrested on multiple felony charges following a violent confrontation Monday afternoon at Pie 5 restaurant. Please explain to me what Pie 5 means. Is that high five?
Pie, yeah, it's like a high five.
High five is a pie five. It's just two pizzas being slapped together, maybe. According to Little Rock Police Department report, after Brown and a female acquaintance placed an order. I love that he's just going to a pizza place ordering with a female acquaintance.
Not a friend.
Not a girlfriend.
This is
not a wife.
This is the time to be
not a wife.
At 44. At 44, if you just have a lot of acquaintances, you're single.
Right.
Or
just an acquaintance.
Or you're married and you're like, put down acquaintance. No one can know who this person is.
This is a pizza acquaintance, Jay. That's such a different thing. Like how during a global pandemic, you're ordering in food, eating food with your acquaintances like it's 2017.
Sure.
This is exactly what it is. This detail is weirder than anything else in the whole story, that he's just ordering with his acquaintance.
Yeah.
Like she said she was dating him, Jay, and you're right. He's like,
hey, let's put down acquaintance.
She's just an acquaintance.
And let's leave it at that.
See, I hear acquaintance, and the first thing I think of is side piece.
Yeah.
He bumped down her relationship claim.
Yes.
Which totally takes off the table someone at a pizza place saying something untoward to her. Because if someone says something bad to her, he's not going to defend her honor. No. She's just an acquaintance.
That's right.
She's not your girl. She's not your lady. She's just an acquaintance. Listen, if he was angry enough to shoot out the front window of a pizza place, they must have done something awful to provoke him, right, Jay? I
want a slow jam, like soul song called I Want to Make You My Acquaintance.
There you go. Brown, quote, became upset about the portion size of his order. Specifically, Brown said he was shortened on the pizza's toppings. Shorted on the pizza's toppings, a further description of which is not contained in the court records. I stand corrected. He lost his proverbial shit over something stupid. When Brown asked to speak with the manager, and I know he's a black man, but this is what Karens have done to that.
Okay.
That is now a Karen move. He pulled a Karen move, being asked
I need to speak to your manager.
What if you really have to speak to a manager? Karen has ruined that for everybody. Okay. Worker Ebony Smith, another great name.
Ebony Smith? I think it's Ebony.
It's not Eboni.
Ebony.
I thought if it was a Y, it was Ebony.
All right. Ebony Smith.
Ebony Smith called her supervisor and handed the phone to Brown.
So the manager's not there.
He or she was at home just chilling out. I don't understand that, Jay. Can you please explain that to me?
I used to have, when I worked at the gas station, our manager, Darren, who had a maroon Ford Taurus station wagon, but no kids.
Family. That was always a red flag there.
Thin
mustache. That was a maroon flag there.
Right. And he was never there. He had to be called to the
Maroon Flag, my favorite Maroon 5 cover band.
Right. He never was at the place, and he always had to be called in. So
right.
I understand.
Just hanging out. How do we know this was the actual manager? Ebony could have called a friend to mess with this person, right?
Yes.
Brown subsequently threw the phone at Miss Smith, striking her on the side of the face. Why you got to go do that, huh?
Isn't that Naomi Campbell? Was
That's
she the
just
one who
awful.
did that? Was Naomi Campbell the one who threw a phone at
Yes. No, it wasn't Naomi Campbell. It was
Tyra Banks?
Tyra Banks, I think. Naomi
I think
Campbell.
it was Naomi Campbell.
I don't know if it was Naomi Campbell.
Did she die?
No. Naomi Campbell was on the latest season of Making the Cut on Amazon with Tim Gunn and Heidi Klum. And I got to say, at the beginning, I didn't like Naomi Campbell. By the end, she's my favorite. Get out of here. I love her.
All right.
British model, amazing. She cared about those people.
Someone threw a phone at somebody.
Even if it was one of Ebony's friends and she's pulling a prank, don't throw a phone at someone's face. Another Pi 5 employee asked Brown to leave, and he began arguing and went outside. So he technically did leave.
Yeah, but
He did go outside.
then what comes next?
Still, I feel like this in all situations calls for you to know a few. That
Just throw a few more pepperonis.
If you
on
throw
the
a few
pizza.
more pepperonis on it,
you de-escalate the situation.
who's this? We have to teach pepperoni de-escalation. You know what I mean?
What would it cost you? Do you really care as an employee of Pi 5?
Well, it's not like everybody's walking in and asking for more pepperoni. This is just
It could have been with the guys. I'm going to fault Michael Brown, or not Michael Brown.
Yeah, it is Michael Brown.
Michael Brown. I'm going to fault Brown a little bit in this too. It's like, what was your approach when you came to these people? If you're nice, this is just so simple. Right now in this time,
Just
I
say-
don't care which side of the argument you are. Be nice in this.
If
scenario.
you open up the thing and say, "Hey, listen, is there any way we can get a little more pepperoni on this?"
I'm a little
My
bummed.
acquaintance and I would like a little more pepperoni. That's all you got to say, and that's all you have to say in this.
I guarantee someone will say something like, "Oh, we can't really do that." And you could be like, "Hey, here's a couple."
I know,
bucks.
but just come on. In these times, let's do a nice thing for someone. I think you could probably talk your way through it. Instead,
He went outside.
walk back to his van, and he grabbed a gun. All right. Yeah. When he starts walking back to his work van with purpose, that's when you lock up and you leave. That's when you walk out the back door, you get into your car, which is parked in the backside, and you drive away. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, that's where it starts to get bad.
So they did lock the door. Brown was unable to enter the pizzeria since a worker had locked the door. Unable to gain entry, he shot out the door. So he didn't shoot the front, but he did shoot out the door.
took shots.
I said, "This is it. Employee parking lot in the back. Get out of there. You have an escape route. All right. Just drive the F away. No one's going to be mad at you. Your manager, who is not there in the first place, is not going to be mad
Your
at you."
manager's not even there, so you don't need to stand and die on that hill.
Here's the best part about Brown. He then drove away from the restaurant in a white van carrying the name of his drain cleaning business and the firm's 800 number.
Well,
Yay.
there's where you go down.
That's when you hate how much you self-promote.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's going to come back to bite you.
it's a
in
little
the
bigger than a
ass.
license plate.
Yeah. You're going to be found if that's the case.
You're going to get got.
That's what makes you an easy find. Okay. When your drain cleaning business,
Because even if they can't find the guy, just say, "Hey, our drain's clogged. We need a little help over at the station."
damn you and your amazing signage. All right. During a police interview, Brown reportedly admitted that he was angered by the portion size of the food that he was given at Pi 5
That still doesn't give you the right to shoot out a.
and got more upset and threw the phone. So he admitted that. He then stated he went to his work van, grabbed the gun, and shot out the pizzeria's window. He shot out the front door, not the window. Technically, I don't want, but in that point, I wouldn't try and correct him again. I don't want him to go back to his van another time.
Right.
But I love that he's just admitting everything. Like he thinks by just saying it, the police are going to be on his side. They're just going to be like, "Oh, they didn't give you enough pepperoni. You should have shot up that whole
Let's
place."
go back there now, all of us.
Let's go back.
shoot
Let's
it
go
up.
back. Let's shoot it up. You can use my gun. We can shoot the whole thing. We can destroy the entire pizza oven
You're
if you
not
want.
being smart, brother. You're not being smart.
You did what any sane person would do in this completely innocuous situation. All right. You
I wonder
grabbed
what
a
his
cell phone, you threw it at someone's face, you went out to your work van, you grabbed a gun, you shot up the door. This is standard operating procedure when you don't get enough pepperoni.
I wonder what his acquaintance said.
Did he drive her away? Did he leave her there? If I were her, I'd get back in the front seat.
Yeah.
Whew, make something up, dude. Cast doubt on their story. Just be like, "I didn't do what they said I did." You know what I mean? Like, make someone find some footage of you doing it. Make it hard. Do something. Make it hard on the detectives. Brown was arrested and charged with 6 felony terrorist acts and a misdemeanor battery rap. I'm assuming that's for throwing the phone in someone's face. De-escalate. De-escalate.
What if battery rap was a genre of rap music?
Yeah. He's just very violent. Hit you in the face with the rap. If Mike had come to the worker and said, like we said, "Listen, can we just, again, de-escalate?" If they asked, if they were terrible and they're like, "Yeah, we can't do that for you," and asked, then I would have called the manager. You still called the manager, but I would do it at that point and ask for your money back. De-escalation in this instance.
Say, "I want my money back."
That's right. and you get your money back, and you get a pizza that doesn't have enough toppings, and that's it.
And you walk away.
De-escalation, from cops to people dealing with situations that they don't like to Karens out there yelling at people at Trader Joe's. De-escalate, not escalate. That's how we get out of this thing.
Look, and look, for all the people who say, "Oh, this is a liberal shooting people in a barrel that are easy to pick on." Here's a guy. I don't know what his politics are.
No idea.
He's got a gun, so I don't know where he stands on that. But it doesn't matter what side you're on. You can't shoot up a pizza place.
No, you can't. That's not how it works.
Let's make better choices overall, and then maybe we get to a better place.
Guess what? The pizza tastes better when you're nice. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, it's like,
what are you going to go eat that pizza now after you shot up the thing? How does that feel?
You know what you're going to do? You're going to eat it too fast, and you're going to get a stomach.
You're going to get a stomach ache.
All right, you're going to be all revved up. All right,
that is our show.
Have a great weekend.
We are the Sklar Brothers. This is Sklar Bro Country, the Virus Edition. Thank you for following this. Thank you for subscribing. Rate it, review it. And if, again, Tournament of Laughs this Sunday, if we're in it, 7 p.m. West Coast time, 10 p.m. Eastern at 7:30 and 10:30. You can start voting. Vote for us at tournamentoflaughs.com. We love you guys. Stay connected. Stay protected. Don't get infected. Punch a water faucet. And then what, Jay?
Wash your hands.
That's how we do it. We'll see you next week.
La-ti-da, la-ti-da-ti-da-ti-da, la-ti-da.